Thank you, Emily, for joining me today. You are at Grand Canyon University. You're leading the Summit series. What led you to the development of the Summit series?
We developed a summit series all about fostering thriving schools. We invited leaders and educators from our community, GCU alumni, to join us for the summit series. The summit series was really intended and was created to those who are participating to understand what character education is and what it means to put it practices in place surrounding character education within school communities. We had 4 summits, each for 2 days in length, and it revolved around the Canyon Center for Character Education's framework, which is leading, learning, and serving. We believe that in order for any character education initiative to be successful, we first must focus on learning, which is our individual learning, who we are, who we want to be, our strengths, our weaknesses, and what that means in order for us to have a successful initiative. From there, we have leading a community with character. That is thinking more deeply about how do we infuse a character education approach or initiative within a community, and what are the steps to doing that in order for it to be successful. Then lastly, serving with character. That's more granular, more practical strategies, thinking about how do we implement character in classrooms. Our summit series really followed our framework. The first one that we held was all about individual learning, really thinking about the big picture and understanding your character. From then, we focused on leading from the start and really thinking deeply about empowerment and relationships. From there, we focused on serving with character in the classroom and beyond, and leading with sustainability. How do we ensure that approaches are long lasting? Last but not least, we tied it all together and focused making it meaningful and character in your school community. Participants who came to the series created an action plan from start to finish over the 4 events. We really had them think through what are some goal setting ideas that you can establish, what initiatives are most important if you're thinking about leading a character education initiative in your community, that relationship building piece, thinking about core values and mission and vision statements and things of that nature, really solidifying the groundwork for a successful character education initiative, thinking about the roles that others would play within putting initiatives into place, like what kind of budget would you need, who would be responsible, what are the steps to putting these things into place. That's a high overview of what the summits were about.
Are there any specific features involved in designing the Summit series?
There is simply no way that I think that it would have been as successful if we weren't able to bring in speakers from all over the nation who have a deep background and expertise in character education. And all of those people we were able to meet through the KPCEL network. Individuals like Ben White and Lance Foreman, Kara Chisholm, the list goes on, but all of our speakers, with exception to one event where we brought in some local experts from the field, were a powerhouse of speakers, whether it be keynotes or breakout sessions.
Can you elaborate a little bit about the partnership that you developed through KPCL and how that helped with the Summit series?
Of course. The Canyon Center for Character Education is a fairly new center. We've only been in existence for about 3.5 years. When we started the center, Dr. Ashley Brandon and myself, who's my partner in everything that I do, wouldn't be able to do the great work that I do without her involvement. We really didn't know too many people in the field or have a background on other universities or organizations that were implementing character ed initiatives. By being able to travel and go to conferences where there were like-minded people from the KPCEL network, really allowed us to build our network. We were able to meet so many great people, learn from so many great people, and build relationships and friendships throughout the last 3.5 years. So when an opportunity arose to bring people over to Arizona in order for us to have this series, we were just so lucky that we had so many people to choose from because we had built that community within the KPCL space.
Who is it designed for and who can access it?
This was designed specifically for PK-12 educators and leaders, those who are interested in coming to campus to learn more about character education and how to implement it within their communities. At each summit series, between 80 and 90 participants. 40 of those individuals were scholarship recipients from our center. who were going into an MAD, educational administration or educational leadership program, for people who wanted to become leaders in PK 12 spaces. It was a requirement for those scholarship recipients to attend the summits, all four of them, so that they could really be thoughtful and think deeply about, when I become a leader of a school, how can I implement these things?
Do you have any early results or outcomes that you can share with us?
We were able to survey all of our participants from start to finish. We really wanted to understand, did their knowledge
Hmm.
increase? Do they have an
Yeah.
understanding of how to put these things into practice? And across the board, on every question that we asked them, there was an incredible increase from the start of the program of the summit series till the end of the summit
Hmm.
series. Between 90 and 100% gains across the board on everything that we asked them. They definitely walked away with a much deeper understanding of what character education is and how to implement it.
Do you have any plans for a follow up on the same group who participated in the summit?
So, one of those individuals is a leader in a high school. We're working alongside him to think through mission and vision and core values. Another participant, he does not have access to be able to implement character education across his school quite yet. We're starting with him in his own classroom and talking with his school counselor as well to think about extending his practices across the community. We have several of our scholarship recipients who have let us know that they're utilizing our resources in their classroom. It's when we started, only about 30% were able to have some kind of initiative in their own classroom or in the school. Towards the end, we asked who is able to now implement these things. It was around 65% of our scholarship recipients.
It's wonderful. Can you share a specific example or a story of the impact the Summit series had in schools?
I think back to that teacher. He's actually a family coordinator at his high school. He's leading the charge to really rethink what his high school's mission and vision looks like.
Mm.
He created a character committee on his campus to really think through, how are we going to implement this.
What would be one thing that you learned while developing the series?
Collaboration. Collaboration is key. You have to have a very strong team. You have to have people that you have networked within the field, whether it be through KPCEL or through our school partners who are interested. You can't have a series without the interest and the buy-in and the understanding of why character education is important. So, really building our network and
Mhm.
our community, both in organizations in higher ed, KPCL, and then, of course, in our school community. I just want to elaborate on the fact that without a strong team at the Canyon Center for Character Education, including Dr. Ashley Brandon, our assistant director, and Osapaman Obaseki, who's our executive assistant, the three of us together were able to work very well together in order to think through, how are we going to make this successful, thinking from the very end all the way through the backwards by design approach.
What would be an advice you would like to share with people who are interested in doing something similar?
I would say that piece of advice would be centered around the backwards by designs. What are you hoping your participants learn? How are you going to ensure that they're understanding the objectives that you really are focused on over of the overall event?
How can others contribute to your project to build on your work?
I would point those who are interested into our YouTube channel. Our Canyon Center for Character Education YouTube channel has recaps of every single one of our summits. You can see what participants took away from each of the summits. There's also recordings of our keynote speakers as well. There's a great opportunity to learn from those videos that we have on our YouTube channel if you feel inspired to want to lead some kind of event that's similar to this.
If we talk in a year, what's the one thing you would like to say about this project?
I think continuing on with the relationships of the participants that came to our series and being able to walk alongside them as they implement their vision for character education within their community. That might be helping with a committee that's focused on a mission and vision, or it might be coming into a school and providing professional development so that the whole community can understand what character education is and how to implement it solidifying those relationships, deepening those relationships so that we can see all the good that happened in our summit series to continue to flourish for years and years to come.
What topics or projects you'd like to tackle in the future other than the summit?
Well, that's a good question. A couple of projects that we're focused on at the center is really thinking more deeply about trauma-informed practices and how trauma-informed practices and character education can mold so nicely together. Thinking
Mhm.
about kiddos who have gone through some kind of trauma, how to approach them and be very thoughtful of the experiences that they have had and how to work with them and work through any of those experiences that they might have had in schools. The whole point of character education is to build strong humans, focused on the common good. So, focusing on trauma informed practices and character education together, I think, is just a beautiful way to continue on towards that.
One last question. Are you looking for collaborators?
We're always looking for collaborators. It's simply my favorite part of my job is being able to collaborate with other people and learn from other people. It's just kind of skyrocketed us as a center and really inspired us to do great things. The more people we can collaborate with, the better. Beyond thankful for the community and all of the people that we've been able to cultivate relationships with have been truly inspiring in the work that we are doing.
Emily, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and your experience with the summit. The community will be eager to learn about it. I did go and look up and read on the series, and I was very impressed with what I read. So others will be eager to read more about it and maybe reach out.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Thank you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again.